Hey everybody, and welcome to this December episode of the EPL Wizards podcast. Nate, how's it going?
Not too bad, Fab. Not too bad. Can't complain. How about yourself?
I'm doing good, man. I'm getting ready for Christmas. Holidays are upon us now. It's a nice time of year for everybody. And how you been holding up the last few weeks?
I've been all right. You know, like you said, looking forward to the holidays. I managed to buy some United gear for my little nephew.
Oh, sorry. I thought you were gonna say for your fireplace. I thought you were gonna say for your fireplace. Sorry.
Well, I'll tell you, I feel bad. You know, he's 10 months old. I feel bad about bringing him into the fold in the run of form that we're in right now. But you know, it's got to be done. Got to be done.
Maybe by the time he's a teenager, maybe you guys will be in the top 3 or something.
Maybe fingers crossed, right? Fingers crossed.
Yeah. We were talking a little bit about the Crown Anchor. So I think for the Christmas one, I think we can do something a little special. And we did get a suggestion from our October and November winner, Kyle Harvey. And we've tweaked it just slightly, but it still has the essence and the spirit of his suggestion. So Nate, do you want to go ahead and kind of explain how the Crown Anchor will work for this next game week?
Yeah, sure. So I think it's for game week 17, correct?
Yep, that's right.
So game week 17, we want you to give us one goalkeeper, one defender, one midfielder, and one striker. So 4 players that you think are going to have the most fantasy points in that game week. So give us 4 players, one goalkeeper, one defender, one midfielder, one striker that you think will have the most fantasy points in that game week. Now, we also want you to give us whatever score you think that will be. So if you think that your 4 players are going to score 52 points, then tell us 52 as well. Now, the guess of the amount of points is only going to be used in case of a tiebreaker. So that's in case 2 people are tied with the same amount of points. So we're just asking you to give us 4 players and whatever score you think that they will have between the 4 of them combined, whatever fantasy points.
Okay, that sounds easy enough. I'm going to play that manager who does not watch the videos and who says that they're dazed and confused. I guess the first thing I want to ask is, am I right in saying for this week's Crown Anchor, I'm going to post the name of one goalkeeper, one defender, one midfielder, and one striker in the WhatsApp group. And then with each name, I'm going to put how many points I think they're going to score. So Loris, I think he's going to score 7. Then I'll do 10, I'll do 15, and then I'll do 30.
Yes.
I'm sure you would like that.
Yes, that's the easiest way to do it then. Yeah, so 4 players and the score that you think each of those 4 will score.
Right.
Now the score that you post will only be used in case of a tiebreaker.
Right. Right.
So the actual Crown Anchor is whoever's 4 players scores the most points. But if 2 managers have picked, say they picked the same 4 players, so they obviously have the same amount of points, then whichever manager was closest in their guess of how many points that would be, they will win that tiebreaker. So the amount of points is only in tiebreaker. Otherwise, we're just looking for the 4 players you think will score the most. Now, you've pulled up my team there, Fub.
Yeah, I see.
I don't think anyone's going to want to pick any 4 from my team.
Well, I was looking for like a template team, like a typical team that everybody's going to want to base their teams off.
Yeah, well, you scrolled way down that list. You scrolled right down to the bottom.
I mean, you do pretty good. I mean, you have Loris in there. I'm an Arsenal fan, so not a huge Tottenham fan, but he's been doing okay. I mean, my
thinking with Loris at the beginning of the season was Nuno was going to be the manager, and his Wolves teams were always known as very defensively sound. So I was thinking that Tottenham weren't going to concede a lot of goals, and that was my thinking with Lloris. And I'm kind of just stuck with him now because you only get 1 transfer a week, right? You hesitate to use that on a goalkeeper. Yeah. So I've been kind of stuck with. He's been all right the last couple of weeks. And I with the run of fixtures that United has coming up. Yeah. We basically don't have a difficult fixture. Traditionally difficult fixture. Obviously, you'll get the odd, West Ham away can be tricky, but that's not a traditionally difficult fixture. We don't have a difficult fixture until like March. We have a very winnable run of games coming up, and I would expect, and I am banking that Ronaldo will score some goals over the next month or two. That is my hope. That is my dream. And and hopefully Jadon Sancho in my midfield there is supplying a few of them for him.
Yeah, there you go. You do have a very strong midfield to kind of get some points in here. So I am hoping that the next time we look at your team, you've got a couple more points under your belt. You are 33rd overall in the EPL Wizards. Not bad. We won't talk about how many people are in the league, but
it's 102, isn't it?
That's all that matters, right?
There's 102 people in the league.
Actually, talking about stats, I did have some information on Kyle, so we can have a look at some of Kyle's information from the Premier League. Really helpful emails that they send through. So Kyle's basically called his team Shawberto Carlos FC. November they had 284 points. Total points 970, and overall ranking he's in the top 1%, I think, of the whole Premier League.
Wow,
which is I'm happy to say that he's in our league.
I'm just hoping I can get to 970 points by the end of the season. That's my hope. I mean, he's already there. My gracious.
Yeah. Doing really well. I think he's also got a average of 71 points per game week.
Wow.
Which is something that I strive for myself.
Yeah.
And then the average manager is closer to 49. The last thing I would say is his captain picks have earned him 68%, which was quite interesting as well. So he's made some good choices there. But I think one of the things on kind of having the momentum and building on it is not changing your team too much. I'm no expert, but he's been able to stay within the rules of the game and made his way to kind of the top spot in the league. And the fact that he won last month and this month shows, I think it could be a fluke, but the chances of it being luck are less likely.
Well, to that point, I agree with you to a certain point. It's easy to not change your team when your team is doing well.
Yeah,
it's a bit more difficult when it's you or me and our team is performing poorly, and it's tough to watch guys get you 0 points.
yeah, it is.
Without some sort of reaction, some sort of I gotta get somebody else in here. So, but yeah, patience has a big part to play in fantasy. I think sometimes trusting your research, trusting your intuition.
Yeah, I think it's difficult for me as well to kind of stick with a team and follow along if I'm not watching all the games. If I'm, you get distracted with other things as well. But I did look at his team. I'm not gonna try and pretend like I haven't, because the good thing about this format is that you can, to a certain extent, you can use a wild card and you can kind of mirror it to it doesn't make sense to copy exactly because you'll just continue getting the exact same amount of points.
Right.
But some of the things that are working for him could help, I think, with me in particular.
It's all about. I couldn't care less about anybody else. I'm just trying to not be in 33rd. Like.
That's funny. But yeah, I mean, even with Kane, Kane has been somebody who's been on my draft team. He hasn't really done much, and he's on his team. So you can't always just pick only the players that are doing well.
It's like Kane's one of those people that he goes through stretches. I mean, there was that 3 or 4 year period where he never scored in August, and that became a thing. But he was still winning Golden Boot for the season. So I think Kane, I think he's obviously you're not granted or expected to do anything. Obviously, you have to go out and do it. But I think that he's. I think you'd almost expect him to have some sort of regression to the mean, right? Because he's a guy that's average, 25 goals a season, sort of thing. I think that over the next couple months, you'll see some sort of regression back to what his average is. So he's not a bad person to look at and maybe target in the next couple months, next couple weeks or months.
Yeah, I would try and grab him if I could. I think with the draft league, there are a few things that I guess you can't do, which is you can't just simply copy somebody else's team. So I've ended up going with. I do have on paper, I think I have a pretty decent team. I have Ronaldo up front, Lukaku, and Kane. But I can't just sell these and expect to get them back.
Yeah.
That's the thing. I'm trying to hold on to Ronaldo. He hasn't been doing too well. You mentioned, was it Gallagher on yours as well?
Yeah, Gallagher.
Yeah.
He's a good player, man. He's a good player. And Vieira has Palace playing well. He has them playing a nice brand of football. So I think he's a decent hold. And in our league, with the price he's at, I mean, he's not costing much to have on your team. So.
Yeah, I agree. I would show you my regular fantasy team. I just don't want everybody to run and copy it right away. Just a little bit concerned about that.
But what place are you in, Fub? What place are you in there?
You can see that's 36th.
Ooh.
So you're actually above me.
Ooh.
It's too much. I spend too much time on this show.
That's what it is. Yeah,
prep and stuff.
Doing too much for the rest of the league.
Yeah.
Too much prep and help for the rest of the league.
Yeah. I do have Salah. I feel like at this point it's not going to hurt to have him on, but he is pricey. Everybody knows he comes at a cost of at least two other players.
The tricky thing with Salah is they have him listed as a midfielder, and it's just difficult to if you don't have him on your team, it's difficult to juggle your way to be able to add a midfielder, because most of the guys that cost over $10 or £10 are the strikers. So if you're getting rid of one of them to potentially try and get Salah in, you also have to then get rid of a midfielder to be able to slot him in. So it's a bit tricky to if you don't already have him, it's a bit tricky to sort of navigate to try and get him. You have to plan just a couple weeks in advance and that sort of thing.
Kyle, congratulations on winning October and November. I got a little confused there. You've been really outshining the other managers, and I'm one of the other managers. We do have some reports coming in right now that you have been in conversations with Salah. I think, I don't know if you guys are friends or you go way back, but how's the season for you where you're kind of picking the right players at the right time?
I guess it's all just luck. But I mean, someone like Salah is not really luck, because you just know he's going to perform every week. So just captaining him every week, don't even really think about it.
Yeah, he's been doing really well. Yeah.
But
I still have the October banner here. I didn't even have to delete that one. And you've won November. Hopefully, someone please take the December.
I don't know. I heard things come in threes. So,
any plans for the holiday? Are you gonna be doing anything special, exciting?
No, nothing special. Staying on island, just hanging with family, friends, stuff like that. But nothing special this year.
Cool, nice. That sounds like a holiday similar to mine. So, again, that's it. I don't have any other questions because you answered them all last month. You've really been cleaning up, and have a really good holiday. Thanks for being a part of the group. Would you have any sort of Christmas messages that you want to give to everybody? Anything that you wanted to kind of share before we kind of finish off for the year?
Just have a happy and safe holidays to everyone. I mean, it's obviously still in COVID times, but spend some time with some family and enjoy the lovely weather that we sometimes get at Christmas time.
Yeah, it has been chilly lately, and I kind of welcome the cooler breezes.
I love it, man. If I could, I honestly, I'm not a warm weather person. I much prefer having a light sweater on than sweltering in shorts and a tank top.
Yeah, it's like right now it feels like we're outside. It's air conditioning. It's kind of what it reminds me of. It's not too bad. It's good. I think the show so far this season, I think, is going pretty well. I do look forward to rapping with you and touching base each week. Each month. If it was each week, I think it'd be a lot. My team would be doing a lot worse. If you could imagine.
Hey, there's still what 4 or 5 places below you that you could go from. So
I think we should give a prize for last. I think that last should get like a couple dollars.
There should be some sort of prize and or punishment.
Yeah.
Prize and or punishment. You know, you've got to stand out stand out by Johnny Barnes' bench out there with a sign or something saying "I suck at fantasy" when people come into work one morning or something. Along those lines.
Yes, that would be nice.
Something along those lines.
Yeah. As long as it's not me, then I.
Yeah. It's nice. It's nice until you're the one that has to do it.
Yeah. Cool, Nate. Well, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, everybody. Thank you for supporting and watching, and thank you, Nate. Have a good holiday.
Much appreciated, and chat next month.
Cool. See you later,
cool.
man.